are not bought into Jalen Hurts past this season. Starting with the contract, I think it's revisionist history for them to act like they always knew what they had in Jalen Hurts. After 2021, they basically tried to swap him out.
They had the 2-1s. They had the 2-1s going into that
and then
year.
If you remember, Sills, when they couldn't get Watson and Russ, they traded to the future to make sure they had an extra one in 22 after that season as well. And that's when Jalen almost forced their hand in a way because he played so good. He was an MVP candidate, and they went to the Super Bowl, and, the world was his oyster, and rightfully so. The Eagles paid him up. Now we get to this point where it slowly kind of has gone further away from him. They removed, in a way, Jalen's closest tie to the organization personally, which was Brian Johnson. They cut him out. They brought in a completely different style in Kellen Moore, shifted to a Saquon Barkley-led offense, and now you have this sign that they're trying to run this offense that's really just not suited for a player with Jalen Hurts' skill set. So I'm not insinuating that that's the route they're going. What I'm insinuating is that there is evidence on both sides for the way this thing could go, and only the Eagles really know the way that they're leaning right now. But to me, Jalen Hurts has to have a big year, to extend his run here in Philadelphia. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does. And Lamage, I would agree with you 100%. It did pay off. I mean, and Jalen earned it. But I'm talking about future, and if you add up some of the things they've done the last couple of years, Sills, not from a lens of the team, from the lens of the quarterback, it's not necessarily things that are done to act like they have their eggs in the Jalen Hurts basket. And typically the way teams operate when you have a franchise quarterback is you cater everything around him and everything else falls where it may. Look at what the Bills try and do for Josh. Now they don't get him all the playmakers he needs, but it's his team. Oh, you don't like the coach? We'll give you Joe Brady. Everything is tailored around the star quarterback. And it doesn't feel like they've done that for Jalen Hurts the last couple of years. And, it was the smart thing to do if they were invested in him would have been to pay him this summer because those contracts are only going up. So they've essentially put him in a year where this is his final year of guarantees. And what do they do moving forward now? I don't exactly know. We'll have to find out.
I'll tell you what, you just brought the greatest topic up I've ever heard.
Oh gosh. That's not good. Look at this. I'm standing. I haven't done a show standing with you, maybe ever.
Hey, listen. So do you think they've tailored this team the last 5 years after Jalen or Nick?
Well, I think Nick's made decisions, but, in a way, they've taken the ball more out of Hurts' hands.
But look at the people they've hired. Look at the decisions they've made. They've been more for Nick, not for Hurts.
Sure. Well, the only place there I disagree with you is that there's a chance there for the organization.
Who have they hired for Jalen?
Oh, nobody. I mean, even the quarterback. Remember this summer he posted a picture with the dude they fired.
Yeah, Scott Loeffler.
And Jalen is a very intentional person. All the beat guys say that, and I think it's true. Jalen didn't post that for no reason. They fired the guy and hired a new quarterbacks coach, and Jalen's posting with the dude they fired. I mean, come on, that's weird. So, we'll see.
Why are you so intrigued with Cole? Why do you want to see him?
I like him.
What's his name? Cole Hamill? What's his name?
Cole Payne. Look at this asshole. Jimbo, I have stood up one day in the last 4 years of doing content, and this guy's on my head in day one. Yo, Jimbo, are you kidding me, Jimbo? Don't make me take you to the cleaners on this football Friday. What do you mean, why am I excited to see Cole Payton? I like him. The guy's got great athleticism. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's got a long way to go in terms of developing for the NFL quarterback, but we're in the middle. We're in week 3 of the preseason.
Why'd they take him, you think?
I think they like him. I mean, I don't know. They took a 6th-round quarterback. Why'd they take Kyle McCord last year?
I'm just asking.
I don't think there's anything deeper to the Cole Payton stuff, but I think he can provide some more entertainment for preseason week 3. I actually think the kid could play if he develops, but my only problem with him is he's a lefty. Lefty quarterback's tough.
What's the last quarterback you think they've developed and turned into like a superstar quarterback that throws insanely from the pocket? He's a great player from the pocket. He's not boy, if there's ever a system quarterback, it's your boy. You tell me, Jalen. Oh my God, total system guy. Oh my God. Hey,
Well,
you sit over here, son, and we're gonna play over here.
Yeah, but don't for a system guy. Where I would disagree with you there is system guys are typically supposed to be able to run, the system in their own way. Jalen's not that player. Jalen is more of a playmaker himself, so he relies on, in some ways, plays breaking down, things of that nature. I mean, Brock Purdy's a system guy because Kyle runs what he wants to run, and Brock is strong enough or good enough from the pocket to execute it. I don't think Jalen's that guy.
Let me ask you, let me go over the last 34 games. And I know where people are going to go with this. Can you name me one game that you went, wow, with Jalen Hurts in the last 34 games?
Does that rule out the 22 season, I guess, the last 34? Is that the last 2 years? 25, yeah. 24? No. Super Bowl and NFC Championship.
Okay, Super Bowl.
I wouldn't even say that, but he had a good game.
No, I thought he was good in the Super Bowl. I didn't think he was exceptional. I thought 22 he was.
That was a big. I mean, he had some big throws in that game, dude. He had a great throw to Jahan Dotson on the right side. He had a great throw to Devontae Smith on the dagger. I mean, he made the throws. He made the throws he needed to make.
Stats, Super Bowl.
Don't be unfair.
No, I'm not. Let's see here. He was 17 to 22 for 222, 221, 2 TDs and a pick, 77 yards rushing. And yeah, I mean, I thought the Super Bowl he lost, he was exceptional in. But that Super Bowl, 17 to 22, sure. I'm all right. I like the 73 yards rushing more because he gets more impact from me with that. Zander, when I'm a coordinator, I don't give a shit about 17 to 22 with Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdowns and a pick. 73 yards rushing with the 222, I give a shit about that because that's backbreaking shit on third down. That's the shit
when's the last time we've seen that?
That's what I'm saying. Because when I'm hey, dude, I swear to God, and I keep bringing this up to you, and I will say this to you, I have never seen a quarterback in my entire life. Do you remember that second game of the year in 2022? I think it was Detroit. And you guys went up there and played Detroit. How many times in that game was Jalen Hurts 3rd and 11? 3 or 4? And that fucker was just getting those yards. And you know what I liked what he did? I remember he did this play. He's running towards the sidelines. You know what he did? He just threw it out of bounds. And I was like, this kid gives a shit about field position. This kid gives a shit about winning. Because the thing that Shedeur Sanders will do, he'll eat that bitch because he doesn't want a high percentage to his completion percentage to go down. Those are selfish players. When you see a guy take a sack, Hurts takes his sacks for different reasons. You know what that is? He doesn't want a turnover. He'd rather take a sack.
I've also seen him diving behind the line of scrimmage recently or sitting on his ass.
Yeah, well, that's a business call.
That's a business decision, right?
That's a business call there. Hey, why are you so optimistic that this offense is going to be
Whoa.
Do you think it's going to be high-powered?
I never said that.
All right. But you're not optimistic about
it. Yeah, they have to prove it. I mean, they don't get that benefit. I mean, they have to prove it. I like the potential. I like some of the things I've seen, but I'm nowhere near being able to say that. I do feel better than you do. But I also see it differently because I'm not looking for this crazy explosion offense. They got to run the ball better on first down. Hurts us to be more efficient. They have to move the sticks more effectively, more consistently. They need to extend drives. And if they do that with the defense, they're going to be a great football team. So I'm not looking at this like it's got to come out here and start, dice teams up for 400 yards a game. I don't think that needs to be the case at all. How many games do you think the Eagles would have won last year if they fixed one stat? Just the 3 and outs. Let's
14.
say they went from worst in the league to 12th in the league.
14.
Considering how good they were in the red zone.
And how good your defense would have finished 5th. And you would have had 3 14-win teams inside of 5 years, which is unbelievable. But then again, you were poor.
And you're going to move on from that quarterback?
If that quarterback is just part of the cog of it, and well, you didn't fix it, so it's a hypothetical. Well, I don't know. You haven't fixed it this year yet. I don't know. But last year, when he was counted on, he couldn't do it. Okay? I mean, he couldn't. Am I wrong when I say that?